Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Tryon. Thank you so much for tuning in to this final Watercolor Wednesday. Dang, I forgot to put an email out. It just occurred to me. Every week I put out an email. All right, I'll put it out after this with a link to this. So good for you guys who are tuning in without the email prompt. You guys are you're on it, a little more on it than me today. It's been a busy day. But I've been just sitting here for the last 20 minutes, just working on my little biscuiteers picture here. It's coming along. And I hope you guys throughout the week are, just deciding to take a little bit of time and work on your own stuff. I know sometimes we just, set aside this time, Wednesdays at 7 to work on it. And we work on it for this hour while you're watching me, and then that's it. But I'd encourage you to try to get it out, just when you're around, leave it out somewhere where you can easily grab it. And then you've always got it to kind of, lean on when, you're just having a dull night or you're watching TV and you could just be listening while painting instead of, just kind of sitting doing nothing. Not that sitting doing nothing isn't a bad thing. Like sometimes we need to do that, but you do feel good when you're kind of being a little creative along with, watching Netflix, let's say. So who's joining us tonight? Hi, Donna. Hi, Tammy. YouTube reminded her that I was going live. Thank you, YouTube. And that's thank you to Karin, too, who has scheduled this on YouTube. We've got Karin behind the scenes doing the cameras, and we've got Amanda here in the studio with me. And we're just kind of taking it pretty chill tonight. We're going to finish up, do a little bit more on the buildings. And tonight we're going to do some of these frameable prints, frameable florals. Hi, Sue. Yes, we missed you too. Sue works in the shop with us and she's a whiz. And yes, we missed her today. They kind of look more complicated than they are. And they're really, really useful and really, really, useful. You know what I mean? Useful as in like a horse and cart would be useful back in the day. No, it's fun. That's really what I mean. It's fun. They're easy to do. And I'm going to show you how on your watercolor paper you can be, doing these kinds of prints yourself because they're pretty easy. Last week we did these really fun sploosh florals where we also used our fine line pens. If you didn't watch that class, just scroll back in the videos because this one was really fun. Okay, hands up or give me a like or hearts or whatever if you kind of blew yourself away with this one because it was really easy. Put down a little bit, find the edge, and presto, you suddenly have these great watercolor florals which look great as cards. Before that, the week before that, we've been working on doing free-handed florals. We can do a little bit of that tonight too, and filling in those gaps. So yeah, we can do a little bit more of this tonight, but I also want to take you through how to do it a little bit more structured, for sure. Dana says she really enjoyed that last class. That's great. Thank you, Dana. I'm glad. So I'm going to just do a few more minutes on the fine details here because I'm loving. So we'll probably have to zoom right in to get in. I'm going to start doing the pink. I've kind of activated my palette with a little spray brush here. Remember to activate your entire palette, your white plasticky one too, because you don't want to bring anything to your page that you haven't at least dipped off on your palette first. Kind of audition that color before you bring it over. And remember what Astrid said, even with these very small details like these florals that we've got here, you don't need to necessarily go leaf by leaf, but instead you can kind of wash over them, which I think is great. And it's sort of the one pop of color in, or at least if we're following how Astrid did it, that she's got here. Everything, the only color is sort of right here on this shelf. Everything else is sort of subdued. So if we go to the actual picture of the biscuiteers, you'll see everything's pretty subdued apart from just those few supplies.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's watch it, Karin. We can watch Astrid do it.
Somewhere in the middle, I think I lied a little. I said if we took it there, I wasn't gonna change, but that went out the window. Yeah, put my mind at ease, trickled down my spine. Oh, you look so pretty, please. Every single night, I need your hands on me. When your kisses climb, oh, you give me sweet relief. Make me feel so pretty. Would you help me out, please?
I love it. I love it. I could watch her Instagram all day. And you know, the little bits and pieces here that she does, ever so close up, that's where she's got a little bit more concentration of paint. So I'm trying that too. It looks like she's got a big pile of like macaroons here, which is so lovely. And again, once you've done that wash, oh yeah, once you've done, you know, the wash of the background, once it's dried and you want to go in with a little extra shading, don't forget that's what really gives it that nice watery look, is when you're going in after, because all of this background part here is already dry. So kind of go in with that extra shading over that dry bit, so that you get that variation in color. See the change in the background there. See, this gray of the shelves looks kind of flat, but let's go in with a little extra. Oh, I should turn my phone off. It's cha-chinging. I'm going to go in with that gray just for that right over top here. You have a little too much water on my brush, but just to give it that extra. Just so it doesn't look quite so flat. And she's got this as sort of like a brown bookshelf. We can go in. Again, we got brown, a little extra brown shading here. And then, you know, most of the things that are on the shelves have little pops of color. We could put like a little bit of blue. And once you've got it on your brush, like find it in a couple of different spots so you don't waste what's on your brush. How's everybody doing out there with their paintings? Has anyone done all three yet? You still working on one or another? Let us know in the comments what you've done so far. We're going to do this for just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get to the doing the florals. Hi, Bev. Cape Cod, yay! We are in Kingston, Ontario, in case you're new and tuning in. I'm just mixing up a little bit of black by adding some red, some blue, and green. Kind of gets me a pretty dark gray. Not true black, but. And then again, I'm bringing it over to my water first. And I'm just going to do this shadowing underneath the awning here. Watercolor Wednesdays, Amanda. It's always quiet. It's like everyone's just watching.
Well, Dana said that she still has the last two to do, but she practiced the pink bricks.
Good.
Very cool.
Do you have your mic? Yes. Everybody wants to be able to hear you. Dana saying She still has her last two. She practiced the pink bricks, which was very cool. So I did my wash on the pink. I think it kind of needs a little bit more depth here with the pink. And then I'll go in once it's dry for sure and start doing the white bricks with the pen. So someone has to tell me why we have 3 mad faces. How come people are mad? Tell me. Open up. Unless it's going to hurt my feelings, then never mind. We have 3 mad. Why? Susan, why are you angry? Maybe she meant to hit happy and she hit mad. Or maybe she's, let's think, why might you be mad? Maybe. Finished all 3, framed and in my craft room. Amazing. I really do want to frame them too. I think they're gorgeous. And in fact, on Facebook, someone posted a pink building. I should have brought it up for you guys to see. If you're, I think, anyway, it's too late now, but I love that you guys thought of that. And it reminded you guys of the dead stock picture here. It totally reminded me too. It's great. All right, we got some shadowing under there. I'm going to add.
Everybody's sad because it's the last watercolor Wednesday.
Yeah, let's pretend it's that. So you can see I kind of washed over these stones here with a little extra shading. Just give them a little more life. Donna says the other day she was clicking the happy emoji and then dun dun dun. And then the mad face came up and then it's true. I'm going to assume that's what happened. Because honestly, everyone on here is always great, super happy. You guys are the best. So I feel like in Astrid's version of the Biscuiteers, you know, she's got it stays fairly white on the outside, like in here and around the storefront, and it's mostly glowing from the inside. But you know, there's like leaves here. You could make it, you could fill all of that in. You know, it would look really cute to have like the little, you know, flowers and the greenery. So you do whatever, you know, you feel like with yours for sure. There's definitely lots of ways you can go. If you want to leave it nice and simple, simple's good. You want to add a little, you know, pop, do it. All these little extra colors are always good. Just make sure you fill in all of that, like the white space that's purposeful, you know, like all the little shelving units and things like that. That's going to really, ooh, that's way too thick. So too thick? That's all right. No problem. A little too much water on my brush. A little bit thinner for those shelves. All right, after this, I'll set it aside because we can do this for weeks. Just sit and paint and chat, but we want to get into some new techniques while we're still doing this. So I'll set it aside for now. It's looking good. And I'll bring in, rinse my brush. I'll switch palettes since I'll start over again, really. So if you've got some of your watercolor sheets from your kit, or if you've just got some in a pad lying around, I would encourage you to take them out and grab, you know, you could start with a pencil if you want, and whatever fine line markers you might have. I like using a bigger nib, so sort of like a 0.5. Maybe not as big as a 1, but 0.01 might be a little too small, but you can still totally use it. Vicky's asking, where can I get these prints? So why don't we put up a link? Do you still have the link to the resource page? If you go in my email and type it in, you'll find it. Vicky, we've got a resource page, free resource page for Watercolor Wednesdays, and you'll find these prints, the additional practice materials if you want to print them out on your own. Astrid also has an Etsy shop where she's got other prints. So if you're really into these buildings, I'd encourage you to go back in your email. If you're registered, you have these emails with all of these links, but Amanda's going to look for them now and put it up. But yeah, you can download them. Her coloring bundles are not very expensive at all, and it's always good to support artists. So these ones, though, you can get for free on the resource page. We'll post a link. Other than that, I would say check out Astrid's Etsy site, and you can download some more from her. Okay, I have a quilting ruler here. Really, I mean, it was just what I could find. But all I'm going to do is start by making, with a pencil, I'm just going to square off, the borders of this page. So I'm going to kind of bring it out here. I'm leaving it on the clipboard so you can kind of have a background. But I'm just going to make a little square or a rectangle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Honestly, sometimes when you're doing freehand stuff like this, when it's not perfect, it has quite a bit more charm. So I'm just going to make a loose rectangle here with my pencil. And I'm just going to kind of use this as a guide. And the idea here being that we can create something like this, where, the square or the rectangle is kind of here, and the swag borders it up top. And I'm going to just forego the pencil and bring in my pen, and I'm going to just start by creating some rectangles. Okay. And then with my first rectangle there, I'll just kind of a little circle so I kind of have something to rotate around. And then just kind of echo it on the other side. Notice how I'm not starting totally in the middle, and then just kind of echo it on each side. I kind of like the rounded corners look a little bit better. And then fill it in a little bit. And it's okay if it goes over top, or if it's not totally the same shape, just fill it in a little. And similar to how we filled when we did our floral like this, let's try to fill with our pen. Do a line out, let's do another line out so things kind of stay balanced, and then let's just draw in some leaves. And you'll be surprised at your ability to do this. You don't need to be like a great artist to sketch something out like this that's sort of a modern hand-drawn floral. It's definitely going to have a hand-drawn look for sure, but that's what's cool about it. Let's do another, maybe we'll just like kind of have this be more like wheat looking. And just try to balance things out. When you do it on one spot, try to do it at another. And then let's make a few smaller versions of this big one on either side. So again, just a few little triangles, and then like a center, and then just kind of fill it in around. And let's start with a triangle, then the center, and fill it in around. And these aren't really fancy flowers at all. It's literally just triangles. What's that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Karen, can we zoom in anymore, do you think? Can you guys see? I just want to make sure you guys can see. When you're doing the florals at the side, try to stick with like odd numbers. 3, 5, looks good. It's more pleasing. And then like add some leaves. They don't have to be perfect. In fact, it kind of like looks better when they're not perfect. It's fine. We really just want this to kind of have that kind of a homey look, like loose. Some triangles, triangle daisy or violets here. And so now we've kind of got like this messy kind of swag thing going. I'm going to erase that pencil line through the top here. And then let's go in with our ruler again. And without going over any of the lines that you've drawn for your flowers, let's just add some, fill in those lines here at the sides. And now up top, let's use the center of the flower as like where the circle is as our kind of level. But we won't go over top of any of the flowers. And I'm kind of going off the edge of the line too, so that it's like the lines cross. Same with at the side. Come up, but don't go over top of anything, any of the flowers that you've drawn. And so you could do a small version of something like this too, and make it into a card front, or something that's like could fit into a frame. And now this can be totally watercolored. You could do something like take your big brush, wet it. Let's get a little blue going. I think we have to get it like nice and juicy. In fact, we may want to make it a little more teal. I'm going to add a little green. A little more green and lots more water. And then I'm going to just start at the bottom and just fill it in. And if you have like a favorite quote or, I don't know, a Bible verse or, you know, something that is going to motivate you, look on Pinterest. If you're like trying to exercise every day, or if you're trying to like go for a walk or I don't know, whatever, and you want to leave yourself a little motivational quote for the fridge, fill it in here. It just is a little something that you created. Now I'm going to go right over these leaves because then we can go over them again. I'm running out of paint, so I'm making another batch. pretty close on the colors there. Sometimes when you have to make another batch, you it looks totally different, but this is pretty good. So I am going over those flowers, not to worry. And I'm going to add a little more concentration just up top here. Because remember, this is going to dry darker. Now, I'm going to let this dry and try not to mess with it too much. Let the water do its work. Just kind of getting rid of some of the overspill there. Rinse off my brush. Okay, I'm going to come in and grab another brush, clean brush, wet it. Let's get some purple going. I'll do a little violet for my violet. What's going on?
I would love that.
Yes, she would. You said my name. Oh. Yeah, she does love that for sure. My daughter's Violet, for people who don't know.
When I told her that there was a violet stamp downstairs, she was in love and thought it was for her.
It was for her. It's all for them, you guys. All right, let's see how this is. Now, it's kind of, because I've gone over that one a little bit. Ooh, it's pretty dark. Pretty dark. You know what to do. Just add water. At this stage of the game, I hope you guys are feeling like you know kind of what you're doing when it comes to, well, know what you're doing. You have some solutions when stuff comes up. That's a better way to put it, because we're always kind of learning. And I'm just going to go around a couple of these. I'm just going to be careful that it doesn't start to seep into the background. We just kind of want this to be a wash over the petals. And then we can go in with, I am painting the petals one at a time instead of just going all over them, because it is a way to vary the color. Because the more you get rid of the paint that's on your brush, the lighter the paint is, or the more watered down it is. And then each petal inevitably will have like its own kind of look. I'm getting like a weird phone call. I think I've won a cruise or something. You guys get those too, right? I should answer it. Hello? Yeah. Good. No, thank you. Air duct cleaning. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have a job to do too, but annoying. It would have been funnier if it was like one of those automated messages. Then I would have put it on speaker for you guys all to hear. But it was a real human, so I couldn't do that to them. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. So now with it still kind of wet, I'm just coming in with a few like darker shades on some of these petals. And now I'll let that dry a little bit while we move on to some other ones. Let's do a little bit of the green now. They're calling back. Never mind. Okay, green. Yes, I love that for leaves. Instead, anytime you can use a non-primary version of the color, even if you only have a primary, if you can mix in some like some orange or red or something to kind of muddy it up a little bit, I find it has like a nicer, softer, less childlike look. So yeah, this sort of like deeper, kind of richer green looks great on something like this. And so it's all so that you can realize, if you don't have something printed out for you to color in, once you're done with, the buildings and some of the practice flowers and stuff we gave you, you can be using your fine line pens and doing your own thing like this. In fact, I'm going to try and challenge myself to paint the front of the shop and do a little building like Astrid did, but the front of the shop. And we don't have our real sign yet, and I bought fabric to make like little pinstripe awnings over the doors and windows, which is going to be so cute. Like that's not done yet. So either I'll just go ahead and paint it in like I want it to look, or yeah, and it could be the inspiration, or I'll wait until it's done, something like that. But I definitely want to I was inspired by Astrid's buildings, and now that we have a building, and it's a pretty simple looking building, the one we're in, I think I might be able to do it. I'm not saying it's going to be like, print worthy or anything, or maybe it'll be only me that likes it. You can have it for free. No money needs to be exchanged here. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yes, this is going to be worth trillions. So again, just go over, so see how it's like fine that I kind of washed over that with the blue. No one will be the wiser once you fill in your other colors here. And I'm a page turner. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I like turning my page versus like I prefer to like do these as like upstrokes, like away from me versus, I don't know, for whatever reason. So feel free to move your page around a lot if it feels more comfortable, or if you're not getting like a good stroke.
I think you have more control.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Any votes on what these little beauty flowers what color they should be? Amanda?
Red?
Red? No.
No.
With purple?
Yellow?
No. I guess I shouldn't ask if I don't want someone else's answer.
Somebody else did.
All right, fine. Two. Oh, another red.
Yellow?
All right, fine. Yellow. I can go for yellow.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Amanda's like, oh no, I said the wrong answer. There should be no wrong answer. It's just me being a control freak.
You are looking for a specific color.
Pink. Yeah, I was wanting you to say navy. Which I should know you would never say. Like navy? What? What flowers are navy? It's true. I don't know, bluebells? Even those are a little more purple than anything. All right, let's try the yellow. Oh yeah, it looks good. And I'm using like the golden yellow, not the primary. Remember, I just had a little spiel about that. Kathy, glad to see you here tonight. I miss living close to you. Kathy used to always do pickups at my house when, she's been in our events for years, and she would come and pick up at my house. Kathy, I would love for you, since you're an OG, If you're ever coming down the 401 to stop in the new shop, we would love to see you.
She said hello and she misses being so close.
She could take that fancy car that she has out for a summer road trip. The yellow looks good.
See?
Yeah.
We know stuff.
Except red would not have looked
That was my second choice.
Oh, good. I don't know about you. Like this is what always happens to me. I'm like, oh, hey, I forgot some leaves there. I discover them after.
Kathy said her baby comes out of storage this week.
Yes, I'm sure she'll be getting that car out.
She'll definitely have to come this summer.
Yes, I'd love that. If any of you are ever coming to town to visit us at the actual homemade shop, please message and let me know you're coming so I can make sure that I'm here because I wouldn't want to miss anyone. Because sometimes I'm like at the rink or doing stuff with the kids, and you know how it is. Sometimes I'm actually just hiding out here away from but sometimes not. Okay, I'm going to go back in a little more of that purple now that this is dried. And let's just make sure we're not too.
Deborah wishes she lived closer.
Oh, we wish you lived closer too, Deborah. We got so much new fabric this week in the shop. We've been unpacking and unpacking, Amanda. It's like, FedEx is here.
Such good stuff.
Yeah. Lots of Tula Pink, some Tim Holtz, some beautiful new like blenders that are like all rainbow. It's called Seeds. Yeah, it's been exciting in the shop. We're all going broke because honestly, like we buy so much ourselves. Like buying for the shop is like a whole new like it's like a whole new level of fabric buying, you guys.
There's probably 17 quilts I've made in my head.
Right.
The fabric
Yes. Yes. Oh, Sue. Yes. You'll love it. We've also chosen and solidified this year's quilt for our fall quilt along. So that's good. I have made almost every project that's going to come out in the homemade event that's going to come out soon. What happened here? What did I do? Darn it. Yeah, it looks like I just like pooled something there. Oh, geez. So what can we do here? I could put another floral bunch for sure. Or I can just bring my blue over and let's see if we can shade this out a little bit, but it's probably there now. But I'm not going to sweat it too much. That looks better. So I'm going to put a little bit of something in the center of these yellow flowers. Like maybe I'll do a real concentrated orange, just dot. No, that's wrong. I don't like that. go crazy with the purple, Jen. All right, I'm going to set this one aside to dry, and let's try. How are we doing for time? We got another, like, what, 15 minutes about?
Yeah.
So let's do a wreath this time, or a couple of circles. Grab something that you, like, I just had this magnetic thing around that holds like random wood pieces of crafty things, you know, the kind of things you just keep for some reason. Like, how many years have I had these little, look at this. Like, look what's in here. A tiny little milk bottle, okay, some pegs, and the cutest little Christmas light, crafty. I mean, someday I swear I'm going to use this tulip piece of wood. like, why? Why do I keep this for years? This one's already painted like a little wood sign. What's wrong with me? Anyway, I'll just store those back for safekeeping for another 15 years. Okay, safe. Phew. I'll use the circle with my pencil. And let's do a little, like, remember how we found the edges when we were doing, when we were doing this last week, we found the leaf, or we found the petal. This time, let's use our pen, and let's merge the C shape that we learned to do when we were doing, like, roses. I wonder if I have that. Or, like, maybe not. Was it a rose we did, or was it more like a, so little C shapes for rosebuds when we're free forming the flowers. But let's do that with making some roses now. So let's just start with a C shape, and then let's echo it in, and then let's fill in the shape beside it, and let's just keep building until it gets larger. And see how I'm just going from, like, I'm staggering the shape, like, from one to the next, kind of having it take the corner. And if you do this, some sort of rosy type buds will start to form. And we could do a couple smaller right beside. Start with the middle, and then just go around it and around. And just let some roses start to form. Make one a little closer to it. We can do one more here. And try to make sure I have an odd number, though, so I don't want to, like, etch myself out too much. And then we can start to fill. We can add leaves that we already fill in just by coloring them in with our black. Add a few, like, buds. Like doing a leaf with, like, a little curl. Let's echo that over here. Maybe these have little sprigs above them, like little dandelion type. And then let's try to follow down just the edge of our circle here. Let's make at least one vine come exactly on that circle. So it's going to keep us feeling like symmetrical here. And same here. Let's make at least one vine completely on that circle. And just draw in little leaves. They're sort of like little hearts. One long one in the middle to stop. And then fill in around it. Do a couple fun little swirlies like this. And I don't know what these are. Like, I don't think there's, I mean, horticulturalists are rolling over right now. This is not for them. It's just cute. It's just whatever. I like the little kind of wheatgrass type ones too. That's good for fill. If it was winter, it would be like pine needles, but this feels summery, so let's pretend it's like wheat. Wherever you feel like you need some balance, you can just put a little line out, like, and then
Somebody's saying you make it look so easy.
it's pretty easy, you guys. I would just encourage you to try this. Especially if you've got the pen. So let's go back to our circle thing again. And this time, let's do it with our pen. It doesn't matter if you go over the pencil line. We're going to erase that anyway. Just don't go over the leaves that you've already drawn. Just stop at that. And then let's move our tin slightly. So we draw like another circle, but kind of askew from the first one. See what I mean? And then you kind of have this like echoey shape, and it doesn't have to look perfect, but if you just do two, and you could even do a third, but it kind of, if you just did one, it would look a little thin and maybe a little weak. But this way it kind of like balances out on each side. I see Amanda like nodding her head like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And if your first circle isn't totally perfect, it actually really doesn't matter because you only really, because then when you add the second one, it looks like everything's done on purpose, which it is done on purpose to like hide the fact that your first circle probably sucked. I mean, it's hard to draw perfect circles, even when you have a vintage tin full of knickknacks, crafty knickknacks. Okay, so now that you've got this, maybe you want to fill it in with some lettering. Maybe you want to keep it black and white. But since this is Watercolor Wednesdays and we have abandoned the color red, let's do some, should we? Yeah, just so that red doesn't get mad at us. Let's just fill it in a little. Ooh, Jen, that's so dark. This is so not like you. What am I doing with this? I'm going to lift some of this up. I can't even. Okay. See, I wasn't staying true to myself. I wasn't staying true to myself. Yeah. But I do like the red. It's going to be nice. I just had a little too much down there. And then fill in. Let's do one like this kind of color, and then we'll do a couple just lighter versions of this color. And then you'll end up with like a great like kind of piece of art that you did yourself. And again, think of like a cute quote, or Amanda, while you're sitting there, think of like a little cute short quote that I could letter in inside of one of these. It can't be happiness is homemade, even though that.
That is going to be my first.
Right. I know. Although it is. Maybe we should. Okay, fine. Let's do that. All right, fine. It kind of goes with everything we stand for. Okay, that red does look nice.
Sue says, no fear.
I know, Sue. Sue, I can't say no fear in this beautiful, flowy, burn the place down. Right in the middle. I should do like a fiery inferno and then do no fear. But this is like happiness is homemade, which I still stand by. But Sue really wants us to get shirts that say no fear, because it's true. Everyone that comes into the shop, we're always like scared to try things and scared to like, and so that's what she means by the no fear. It's like, look, hey, we can do it. So she is kind of right, but. Or how about this? Whoever posts the winning quote in the comments, I will mail you this. And then you can frame it yourself. So if you have a cute quote, tell us now. And then I'll write it on here and mail it to you. People are like, I'm not going to say one because those red flowers are ugly. I actually don't want that mail.
Maybe have no fear.
Have no fear.
Ooh, Tammy said you can't have a bad day if you're watercoloring.
Oh, that's good. Long, but true.
Facebook user said, let your petals open.
Oh,
That's different.
that's kinky. Sorry, I went right there. Bloom where you are planted.
Oh.
So far, I'm winning, you guys. And the postage to me, happiness begins with a smile. That's true.
Best friends. That's what Nancy said.
That's good. And then you could frame this and give it to someone. Keep them coming. I don't think we have the winner yet. Amanda, do you? I'm going to put a little, those buds can be blue.
Be your best self.
Be your
Says
best
the
self.
Facebook user.
That's good. A little reminder. You can frame it.
Sue also said, bless these blooms.
Oh, that's nice. I made a watercolor one time that we posted at home for the kids that said, you can do hard things.
Sometimes we need to be told that.
Yeah. They're like, no, we can't. You do it. I'm just gonna.
Facebook user said, nature is perfectly imperfect
Oh, yeah. Or just perfectly imperfect is a good one too. So I'm just like echoing that top at the bottom there. Just that helps balance things out.
Let your true colors bloom.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. I see your true colors. I love that song. Now, should I have made a little background here? Maybe. Maybe I should have. So when you're in a jam like this and you think, darn it, I should have done a background, what do we do? Because we don't want to go over top of what we've just done here and ruin anything. You can either leave it because it looks good. I'm just going in with a little extra green there to make those a little more. Or you can do it like fairly deliberately, where it looks like it's only supposed to be like halfway done. So if you've got your blue, I've got some blue. I really just need clean water. Hold on, I have some clean in this. And just kind of come in as though it's supposed to be not all the way in. And you can go all the way around or just in the circle. I think it looks better kind of when you just like are, oh, careful with the green. That's not dry. And I'm just kind of splotching it here. In fact, we can even do like one of these kind of things where we, oh yeah, kind of get it on our brush and put some, like how my mom would be in the living room when I was a kid with her cigarettes, like. I'm calling her out so hard right now. like, and then if my sisters are watching, they're laughing. And my mom's going like this right now. Really? Really? That's how I learned that move. The best things in life are handmade. Ooh, I like that. So see how like it's kind of like splattery here? It's a little bit darker in real life than what I'm seeing like on the, but it kind of looks like it's, it's okay that it's kind of everywhere, as opposed to like the wash version. You know what I mean? Let your kindness bloom. Oh, that's good. Live life in blooming color. That's good too. Okay, people are trying to win now. I can tell.
Enjoy the little things.
Oh, that's nice.
Smell the flower.
Yes. All right, I'm going to stop. Even though it looks kind of faded, like I'm looking at it on the monitor and it looks, like kind of very, very light. In real life, it actually looks, free as a flower. I love that too. Okay, I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. Now, I can't give this away to someone. All right, let's do this one instead, maybe. Well, this one's kind of messed up too. All right, let's try one more. And this time we'll do a full wreath. What time is it? Oh, it's already 8. All right. I'll do a little lettering in this one, and people will just have to forgive me that it has a water sploosh. Yeah, right. Okay. Is it dry enough? I think so. So when you're wanting to brush letter or add some, lettering to something that you've drawn like this, it's okay to put a little pencil over top. Okay, what do we have? Free as a flower, enjoy the little things. Best things in life are handmade. Let your kindness bloom. Okay, I'm going to do let your kindness bloom. Who did that? Who has that one?
Charlotte.
All right, Charlotte. All right. So I'm going to go let your kindness bloom. Let your, yeah. I'm going to do 4 lines. So down. Let. Remember, you can always erase your, and then kindness will be longer. Kindness. Or we could go let your, and then kindness, and then the only thing that's really in scripty writing is bloom. So maybe that will look better. So I'm going to do let and your on the same line, and then kindness will be on that line. So see, you can erase the pencil right off of the watercolor. So let your, and then kindness will be here. And then bloom is going to like, okay. So let your, you could do this in pencil first if you were scared, which I am a little scared. So maybe I should. This is looking a little not centered. Free as a flower. Oh, breathe. All right. So I'm just going to let your. I don't want my head to be in the shot. Let. And then I'm just going to thicken these downstrokes. But I think I'm going to not color them in. I'll just leave them open.
Robin Cooper is very interested in when you're going to announce the next quilt retreat.
Oh, yes, soon. And then kindness. My head, sorry. You guys just yell at me for about the head. See, everywhere there's a downstroke, I'm kind of thickening. Now, kind of should have been moved over, so I'm going to go like this. See? Fill the gap. Yeah. Okay.
Some very interested viewers.
Okay.
Know about brushed letter.
I know. We'll do it. We'll do it. Don't worry, you guys. Yeah.
That was really good.
All right. So who's this going to? Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
All right, Charlotte, it's coming to you whether you like it or not. This looks nice. Oh, I better erase the pencil. Erase any evidence that you didn't know exactly what you were doing and you couldn't totally space it out on your own. No one can, by the way. There you go. Yeah, and it totally hides the water. No one cares. And in fact, we could go in with this one, like with a little splatter, like we did with this one, to kind of like, I don't know if can you even tell that there's a splatter? You know, we could do something like that on here too, a little splatter, and that would help. Oh, I like it. I don't want it to be. All right. I'll let that dry for Charlotte. Okay, what's another quote we can do on this one? Crap, this one's not dry yet. Thank you, Charlotte. Okay, I don't want to letter on this one until it's totally dry. So maybe I'll just letter on this one for now. So you guys can watch a little lettering, and then I'll do the same thing on that one okay, who's going to be the other winner? Let's scroll back. What?
Nice work, Mom.
Exie?
That's what it says. Nice
Come.
work, Mom.
Where?
Exie. Very nice comment.
What? Wow. That's my son, you guys. Thank you, Exie. Aww. It's got to be an imposter. There's just no way. Okay. All right, before I start crying, let's go back and see who else had a good quote here that we can put on something. Free as a flower, that's a good one. Best things in life are handmade. Best things in life. Okay, let's do that. It's kind of long, but we'll have to do the same thing, and we'll do handmade here. Let's get the ruler. All right, Kathy wins. The best things in life are, and then won't be as big, but it'll be. Sorry, my head. So I am coloring in the downstrokes here. This is looking a little small. How about we go this? I need a different Amanda, do you know where the rest of the brush pens are? Or have you seen those black boxes that have white polka dots on them? Do you know which ones I mean? No, I think they might be at home. It's like I have more like brush lettering pens that I think would do the job slightly better here. So I'm going to go like, so I just kind of scribbled in the best things. And I think part of it is that this one might be a little just too thin. Nope. Okay, I'm throwing this out the window. Oh no, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna salvage it. It's just the words are too small for like the spacing. Best things in life are, okay. What do I, oh yeah, I was gonna say free. I almost wrote free. See, my normal handwriting is so bad. Like, it really is bad. It's like years of being a reporter and taking notes like in a flurry. That when I print like this, I have to resist the urge to go into like my regular handwriting. And just remember that with brush letting, you're drawing the letters. And did she say handmade or homemade? I guess I should probably do homemade since that's us, right?
Yeah.
And do you think we should do big like Bloom or just sort of like written? I'm thinking written, but
Change it up. Kathy said you can change the phrase, the best things in life are homemade, and print it on t-shirts, and she wants one.
oh, that's a good idea. We have thought about t-shirts, you guys, for like being in the subscription box and just in the shop. Our neighbors next door do custom t-shirts. If you're in Kingston, you should go see them because they can put anything on a t-shirt. I mean, we can do anything on a t-shirt too with the Cricut, but we need like volume, right? Anyway, so that's a good idea. All right, let's draw this. I think I want to make sure the D lands here. H. So sometimes when you're doing it, write it out in the air first. M-E-M-A, yeah, D, okay. I should have done a little more. You guys are going to learn it too. We're going to do like a free, oh, this is kind of getting dry. We're going to do a free, I think it's going to be free, like similar to Watercolor Wednesdays. Maybe we should do it in May. What do you think, Amanda? Is that too soon? Let's see when we can get kits, because I know you guys are going to need the right markers. So let's see if we can get a kit together and do it before the summer, because it would be a cool thing to do in the spring. And then you guys would have the kits and you could practice all summer. That'd be really fun. And then we could, because I have taught this before. It wouldn't be totally hard for me to get a workbook together and print it out, and because you got to practice doing the alphabet over and over and over. But it'll be fun. It would be fun. So let me know if you'd be in for that. Look, we have 11 mad faces at this point. Look how many people are mad. Is it 11 mad?
We're just mad because it's the end.
11 mad faces. Sorry if I made you mad tonight. I'm really sorry. But I hope. What's that, Karen? Oh, it's just 11 emotions, now 12 in general, I see. I was like, wow, that's a lot of mad faces. It's just 11 emotions. I should stop looking at the numbers on the screen and just concentrate on the beautiful comments. Thank you for making this Watercolor Wednesday series so fun. We've done some beautiful, beautiful painting together. I hope you have loved it. At the very least, I hope you've been a little inspired to, try something new. Get out your paints, and, even if it is something like coloring in the building or doing some of the practice sheets that you can download, you know what, like, you can do it. You can definitely do it and have tons of fun. It's super relaxing. It's a great activity to come in to the nicer weather with, because it's beautiful to do this outside. Take with you, anywhere like outside. It's really quite lovely. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had tons of fun. Thank you to Astrid, even though she's not here tonight, for being our special guest this series. And thank you to all of you for tuning in for the last 5 weeks in March? 5 weeks in March. It's been really, really fun. So thank you all. And stay tuned for, we got lots of good stuff coming up in the next little while. The homemade event's coming up. We're going to announce our quilt. Amanda Brown is going to be in for Serger 101. We did Sewing 101 last year. We're going to relaunch Sewing 101, so anyone who's new can take that. There's also going to be Serger 101. And yeah, and then we got to get brush lettering up, because that's just too fun. This kind of makes me want to get right back into it, for sure. Right back into it. Amanda's in too. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a great week ahead.